Kevin, one thing I noticed here is on your common ground, you list out use logs or user logs, usage logs, EDR threat intel. Besides EDR, which is endpoint detection response, is there other data that you're leveraging in both scenarios
Yeah,
besides EDR?
yeah. My catch-all and what I say, especially when I'm talking and like trying to cover myself, is your security relevant data, which can be everything from like specific logs from security products, right? Like an EDR security product, like that's what it does is security, or it can be logs from you know, an application that you're running. So imagine an IIS server that's serving web pages, right? Especially in the SharePoint case where SharePoint runs off IIS. You want to make sure that you're grabbing like those operational logs and stuff too, because they have security value, right? And that's why like going with platforms like Lumen or whoever, like it's always a positive because you get a lot of that data storage and stuff like that because these log, sizes can grow into the petabytes, like as I've seen, right? Um,
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
and then of course, like the challenge is sorting out like the signal from the noise. I'm a big like NSA guy, and like we always talk about SIGINT, and we take like the signals approach. And I like to think of security as like, um, you know, you have different sources of your security relevant information, and each of those are like individual signals that can combine, produce an image of what's going on.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned before to me one time, and it was like I asked you, "How much data do you want? Security relevant data do you want?" And you're like, "As much as I can get, because when I get all of it, then I can really piece together that puzzle, which you're trying to figure out when you do an investigation."
Yeah, absolutely. And like a lot of the times, right, you might find out that there's a threat that's, common across environments, so that there's an ongoing campaign that was leveraging a 0 day, in the wild for maybe 6 months, a year, before anybody had even discovered their usage of it, let alone when there was a patch issued. And a lot of times you want to make sure that you have all the data possible so that you can go back retroactively and see where there's signs of compromise before this threat was publicized and known, right? Because we do know that like the advanced attackers, they're going to migrate off infrastructure and stuff like that as soon as they know it's compromised. So like looking for yesterday's indicators and today's data might not give you a good picture of what has actually happened to you, especially with those threats that are good at staying under the radar.